Hello everyone. Hello my beautiful knitters. Today on my channel Anna Vanila Arts, I myself Anna Vanila would like to show you a new hat with a beautiful and very easy stitch that we can do in this new hat of ours. For example, we start basically with this stitch from the bottom up, so we don't do any rib stitch. But at the same time, if you look at this stitch, it actually stretches, so it's a bit like elasticated kind of stitch. It replaces the rib stitch in a way because it's stretchy and it hugs the hat very nicely. And I'm doing this hat for myself, so my head is bigger than my mom's head, so my head is about 20 centimeters. I do to 23 centimeters high this hat because I do a lot of hair. I wear a lot of hair accessories, and I do a lot of scrunchies. I wear a lot of scrunchies, and I need more space on the crown of a hat, because my hair is quite long, so I need to keep it into shape, in the place under the hat. And of course the hat needs to be a bit longer, a bit taller. And for my size of head, I have 85, 86 loops, stitches on my needle. The needles are number 5, and this is a cute little cat I've purchased from eBay as a marker, and I think it's so cute. I can't stop looking at it. I love cats. I have cats, and I always will have cats, so I adore cats, and this one is just so cute. So I have to show you how I start from beginning this hat, because in case you don't know how to begin any project, I'll show you how to do the first couple of rows, which is very easy and quick to do. I'm going to show you now, so hopefully you can then continue doing such a beautiful beautiful hat. So we do a slip knot. I do it like this. I take it like so, and I put it like this, and then I take this side and make a slip knot. Now this slip knot is adjustable, so the needles are number 5, and we need to cast on about 85 to 86 stitches if you are the size of a head that I am. But if you want smaller, then you need 80 stitches. My mom's head, for instance, is 80. It's enough for 80 stitches to make a hat. Mine is 85, 86. So this is how we cast on. We take it like this, the yarn, and pass on to the needle like this, and we count how many we cast on. Others are doing like this with a thumb. You can do however you like it. Now we turn around the work, and the second row we do a front knitting. So I mean, not front knitting, but front stitch. So we do not need the first loop. My needles are a bit slippery. Okay. So we need front stitches. Each loop we knit with front stitches. So we take the right needle and we pass through the center of the loop, and we grab the yarn with the right needle and we make a stitch. And we knit like this until the end of this row. So the first loop we do not knit, and the last loop we knit with a purl stitch. We turn around the work and start knitting the third row, which would be our main stitch, main pattern. So we do not knit the first loop, we do a purl stitch, second is a purl stitch. I hope you know how it is to knit a purl stitch. So you take it like this from behind, and this is a purl stitch. Then we take the next loop and actually we do two purl stitches, one, two purl stitches. So the second and the third is purl stitch. Then we take with a needle the loop from the left, we grab the yarn from the right, hold it with a finger, and then we knit the same loop but from behind, like this. We grab the yarn through it again and release. Two purl stitches. Then we knit this loop with the right needle, we grab the yarn from the right, hold the yarn, hold the already made loop, and we knit this same loop from behind, and we grab the yarn through it and then release. So from one loop we do two stitches, two loops, and it's easy. 1, 2 purl stitches like so, hold, and then you knit from the other side the same loop. 1, 2, loop, 1, hold, the other side, release. Now let me show you how I knitted, continuing from my hat. Another thing, the front side is very clear when it's the front side because you have this tail, the tail where you began doing the slip knot. So this is the thread that remains from casting on, and this shows you it's a front side of a hat or front side, let's say, of any garment that you are making. If you are a beginner, then you get still confused with this thread being on the front, and you don't know which side is the front of the item you are working on. You can place a marker. In this instance, I've got this marker, little marker with a little kitty with a heart, very cute. And every time when you see it, you know it's the front side of a hat or any other garment that you need. So let me show you now how to do this pattern actually as a further continuity of this hat. So the first loop we do not need. We need 2 purls, 1, 2. The next loop, we grab it from the left, we push it to right, grab the yarn from the right, place the finger, hold it, and then you knit the other side of the same loop. You grab the yarn from behind and then you release, and from one loop we created 2 loops, 2 purl stitches, 1, we make 2, release, 2 purls, 1, 2. It has only 2 rows of pattern, 2 rows of stitches for this pattern, so it's very easy, it's very quick to make it. So just repeat this row and then I'll show you how to do the next row, and that's how you do the hat. And you knit like this until the end of this row. Don't forget the last loop needs to be a purl stitch. I would like to also mention that this pattern does not use a lot of yarn. I mean, I've been knitting quite a lot this hat. As you can see, it's already quite long, and I still have yarn, and hopefully it will last me again when I do the decreasing with you. So this yarn is acrylic. I love the color. It's pale green. It's what's the color name? Forgotten. Not turquoise, but something else. Anyway, so this ball of yarn was about 50 grams, and it's still something left after I've knitted quite a lot. As you can see, it's quite a lot of yarn in here, quite a lot of patterns. So the first loop, this is the second row, the first loop we transfer it onto the right needle, we knit as we see. So we see a front stitch, we need 2 front stitches, 1 front stitch, 2 front stitches. We see 2 purl stitches. These are 2 purl stitches that we've made from 1 loop, 2 loops. We made from 1 loop. So we need these 2 loops together as 1 purl stitch. 2 front stitches, 1, 2. We see 2 purl stitches that we've made on the first row from 1 loop, and we made in 2 loops. Now these 2 loops needs to be decreased in half, so we decrease it back to 1 purl, 2 front stitches, and 1 purl made out of 2 purls, 2 front stitches, purl. We make 2 into 1 purl, and that's how we knit until the end of this row. Next, I'll show you how to do the decreasing of a hat, how we will work the crown of a hat. So keep watching. So we'll repeat these 2 rows, the front row and the back row, all over again to achieve this stitching, this pattern for the hat. And now we do the decreasing. We pick up a first loop, we do not knit it, then we see 2 loops of purl stitches, 2 purl stitches, and what we need to do is knit them, both of them together. So we need 2 purl stitches, make it into 1 purl stitch. Then we continue the pattern. 1, 2, 2 purl stitches, we decrease into 1 purl stitch, make it into 1 purl stitch, and then we knit this pattern, continue knitting this pattern, making from 1 loop 2 loops. So like this, hold it, and so on. And the 2 purl stitches, we knit them together to create 1 purl stitch. And this is a decreasing for the first row of decreasing. Now we knit the back row of decreasing. So the first loop we do not knit it. We see it's a front stitch, we knit it as a front stitch. We see 2 purl stitches, and these 2 purl stitches, we knit them together with a purl stitch, 1 purl stitch. So we knit 1 front stitch, and from 2 purl stitches we make 1 purl stitch. So we knit 1 front stitch, from 2 purl stitches we make 1 purl stitch, 1 front stitch, from 2 purl stitches we knit 1 purl stitch, we make it 1 purl stitch, and this is how we knit this row. So that's how we end the row, the back row. Now we start a new decreasing. First loop we do not knit it. Now we need one purl stitch, and then we see the front stitch, purl stitch, and front stitch. We need these three loops together as a front stitch. One purl stitch. These three loops, one front stitch, one purl, one front stitch, three loops together as a one front stitch, one purl stitch, three together as one front stitch, one purl, and we knit like this until the end of this row. So the first loop we do not need. We put the loop on the right needle. We see purl stitch, we need the purl stitch. You see a front stitch, you need the front stitch. Purl stitch, front stitch, purl stitch, front stitch, and we knit like this until the end of this row. Now we decrease again. First loop we do not need. We need the purl stitch, and then front stitch, purl stitch, front stitch. All these three loops, we knit them together as one front stitch, one purl stitch. We need these three loops, front stitch, purl stitch, and front stitch, all together. From three we make one loop, one front stitch, one purl stitch, three loops together as front stitch, purl stitch, and we knit like this until the end of this row. Purl stitch and three together, purl stitch, three together. Now what we need to do is to take the yarn and measure the length of the hat. So 1, 2.5, and we cut it off here. Later you'll have to use this kind of needle. Now we'll have to knit two loops and pull the yarn through them, so like this. So we wear every two loops on to the yarn, on this yarn. Now we put these needles to the side. We take this little needle for sewing. We pass the needle through it and we pull the string, pull the yarn into like a circle to make sure there isn't any hole left in here, and we grab one loop, one kind of stitch you may want to choose, and make a little knot to make sure it does not unravel with wear and tear, so it stays all perfect, adjusted perfectly like this. Now we turn it onto the front of the hat. Now we take this needle, as you can see, we straightened here, we stretched it, and it's like a little flower. It looks like a little flower. Now you see these braids here, which were the last loops that we knitted. So we need to take one braid, one loop onto the other loop, in between the other loop, perpendicular like this, and pass through it. So we take one braid from here and we take another braid from here, one from here and another one from here. So we grab from both sides. This is called mattress stitch. I don't know, maybe it's called mattress stitch because it's a stitch they usually do on mattresses. I'm not sure, but it's called mattress stitch in translation, and it's a stitch which is very good because it creates like a seamless stitching. You see, it's like you can't tell whether it's been stitched. That's how good this sewing is, this stitching. And we do the sewing until the end of the length of a hat, until here. After I have sewn here, I have to stretch it slightly to make sure it's fitting my head when this hat is ready to be worn. As you can see, it's very precisely done. You can't tell the stitching. That's why this stitching is very good, and I use it all the time, even when I do jumpers or things like that, or another hat. I just use this mattress stitch with pleasure. And now we turn it to the back and we see this stitching in here, this braid where two sides of a hat meet. We basically sew onto the loops of this braid. So then we make a little knot to make sure it does not unravel, and then we hide the yarn. And we cut the excess thread. And this is the other loose thread that we have cast on and made a slip knot, and we cast on. So we make the same way, a little knot, and then we hide it into this braid. I usually do the other side. I do them the opposite to the braid. The first I hide it in here, the first thread, and the second from the other side. So we cut it, and the hat is done. Now we stretch a bit. Now do this, stretch a bit. It looks beautiful. This is the stitching at the top, the decreasing, and as you can see, it looks very nice. It looks like a little flower. And it's time for testing this hat and wearing it on a mannequin. Now this is the finished hat. I love how it turned out. I think it would be my pleasure to wear such a hat. As you can see, it's stretchy. It's slightly elasticated, this stitch. The stitch is a bit elasticated, which is quite good when it comes to your head, so that it holds well onto your head. And let's have a look how it looks on my mannequin. My mannequin has a smaller head than mine. As you can see, this is how it looks like. It covers the ears beautifully, the forehead, the ears, the crown is looking good enough for a scrunchie, which I wear all the time, so it will fit inside it, and I think it's fantastic. Let's have a look at the back. At the back is this stitch, mattress stitch. You can't even identify it here because it's done so well, and this sewing is just perfect for hats, and it makes it look like it's purchased hat. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I cannot wait to wear it. Maybe you can decide also to make a hat like this. If you do, please let me know and tell me how it turns out for you. And thank you very much for watching my channel. You're welcome. And please subscribe and put likes and leave comments below. Please tell me what else would you like for me to do in my videos, what other things to knit which interests you, and I will do my best to do it. Thank you very much for watching. I am Anna Vanila. Please subscribe and see you soon in the next video. Bye.